Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. We don't get enough Nebraska talk on here for many of you, and not for me as well. That's why we bring in Parker Gabriel as much as we possibly can. You can catch Parker on Husker Extra. And of course, Parker, we appreciate you stopping by. I know that you've been running around like a fool, and considering, like you said, it's the slow season. Sometimes things outside of the calendar, the college football calendar, pop up on you.
Yeah, it's been the past week or so, I guess, has been relatively quiet. But before that, we had a little run of activity here in Lincoln. Had Mike Dawson, the defensive line coach, left for a job with the New York Giants, and Maurice Washington, who's going to be a sophomore running back, talented young guy, found himself in some legal trouble, or at least he's part of an investigation facing charges in California. So that all that took what we thought would be the slide from National Signing Day into a period of quiet and extended the run of activity longer than we thought it would be. But I don't know, it's sort of always football season here in Lincoln, so you're never surprised when there's a busy stretch, regardless of what the calendar says it should look like.
That's how we approach it here. It's
yeah,
every
right.
day. You can always talk about another positional unit or rank coaches, or you can always do something.
That's absolutely right.
So in the case of Maurice Washington, it appears to me, based on what I've scanned and looked at since that broke, that he's attached or he's possibly involved in a situation, but not necessarily the centerpiece of the investigation.
Right. Yeah. So there was a sex video made when he was in high school that he didn't have any direct part in the creation of. He wasn't present or anything like that, but he's accused of sending the video years later to his ex-girlfriend who's in the video. It's the charges sound, I mean, it's a serious situation, let's put it that way. I mean, one of the charges falls under a new California law that deals with revenge porn. The prosecutors have been a little bit leery. It's gathered some news attention, I think, because of that law and because of that phrase, although it's a little bit unclear exactly, where the prosecutors stand on that. But, the subjects in the video are all underage, which makes it, there's a child pornography charge in there too, because he sent a video that included that. And so it's obviously a serious situation. We haven't heard much from Nebraska officials past a series of statements sort of outlining how much they knew and what interactions they had. Maurice Washington's original attorney in the case was a friend of Scott Frost and their associate athletic director for football, Matt Davison. So there's been a lot of layers to sort of peel back, but it's at this point, Scott hasn't talked about it yet. Spring ball starts next week, and so we'll probably hear a little bit more then. But basically, the next step is that Maurice Washington will make an initial court appearance in California at some point. We don't know exactly when that's going to happen. They're in the process of working that out. But it's sort of, it's one of those situations that's sort of in the court's hands for the most case, and for the most part, and then really the only thing left to determine right now here is if Maurice Washington will participate in spring ball with Nebraska or not.